Welcome to Take Me Out, the ultimate podcast about ballparks and the baseball experience. It's July 11th, 2025. I'm Alexandra Ellis, and I'm joining my friend Timothy Malcolm.
What's up, baseball fans? We've been gone for a while. Welcome to Take Me Out.
Yeah, welcome back. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It feels good to be back.
We were gone for a month. This is Take Me Out, by the way. I'm Tim Malcolm. That's Alex Ellis. Yeah, we were gone for a month because vacations and just trying to figure out what this podcast was going to be going forward. We did like 17 episodes or something like that. This is episode 18 of Take Me Out. And, we're just trying to figure things out. But we're back, and we're going to do this again every week, and here we are. Hi, Alex.
Hi.
What a weird open that was.
Totally casual, just flow together wonderfully.
It was great. That was the best.
It's good to see you, but also we have seen each other in person. We went to the first game of the Astros-Phillies series here.
That was terrible.
It's okay. Both teams are having a great season right now. Astros sweep the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah.
And then come home and get swept by the Cleveland Guardians, who are on a 10-game losing streak. So I went to that game Monday, and I was telling my seeking opinion, I'm like, I don't think we're going to win this game. Is this how baseball works? We have a really good road trip, sweep the Dodgers in LA. Now we're playing a team that's on a 10-game losing streak. There's no chance we win this game. That's just how baseball. And then and another friend I told her was oh yeah, we weren't going to win that game anyways. No. But
and you guys are 10 games up on the Mariners right now?
6.5. So I'm glad that they're still not doing great.
Yeah, just go kick rocks, okay? A month ago, you and every other Astros fan that I knew were oh, I don't know. This might not be the year. They're kind of mid.
You got to keep your expectations low.
And I was like,
when the bar is the floor.
I was like, look, it's the Astros. It's the American League West. They're going to win this division by several games. Don't worry. Stop whining. You guys have been to the ALCS in 8 of the 9 years, right? 8 of the last 9 years.
Right.
Stop whining about this. And you guys are I don't know. And here we are. 6.5 games up.
Yeah.
It's really annoying.
All right, IL is our entire regular squad.
This is why we hate you people. This is why we hate you people. The Phillies have been battling for their lives. Their offense is annoying. Their pitching, their bullpen is kind of crap, and they're hanging on for dear life. They're still in first, I think, by a half game. But the Mets are really annoying, even though the Mets lost 15 of 16 at one point or whatever it was.
Oh my God!
And yet you guys just kind of casually get 10 straight wins, or whatever the hell it was. And here you are, 6.5 games
sweeping the Dodgers. Man, sweeping the Dodgers that weekend.
We got swept by the Guardians. You guys are still the second best team in the American League. Stop it.
I ain't mad about it. I'm not mad about it. It's fun. I mean, my main concern right now is our injuries. I'm just wondering if our medical trainers are just what are we doing?
But it doesn't matter, because what's going to happen is they're all going to get back by September 1st, and the team's going to magically be completely loaded, and you guys are going to storm through the American League playoffs and get to the World Series and probably wax not the Dodgers, because they'll blow it in the division series or something, and you'll beat the Brewers in the World Series. It's really annoying what you guys do.
I like how you think, Tim. I'm going to take some of that prediction and just go to bed with it, because that's a good one. That's good. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I fail to see any other future in the Major League Baseball season in 2025. So there we go.
Sometimes being the bad guy, someone's got to do it.
Someone's got to do it. This is Take Me Out. This is the ultimate podcast about baseball, ballparks, and the baseball experience. Again, episode 18, we did a whole bunch of episodes starting back in February. Yeah. And we did a whole bunch of stuff. We have changed things up a little bit going forward, and we'll talk about that as we go forward. I mean, we'll talk about it now. I mean, honestly, this weekly podcast is going to be essentially me and you talking about baseball and the ballparks and not really having themes, right? This is going to be just casual banter and two friends talking and hanging out and just chatting about baseball. I can hear people stopping listening right now. I can hear the stop button being pushed. It's fine. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
No, it's great.
To all you fans who want to stay pat for the extra innings, welcome. We're glad to still have you.
But no, this will be just basically fun, weekly podcast about talking about baseball and ballparks, and we'll talk about news and we'll talk about what's going on in the ballparks and all that stuff. That'll keep going. What we're going to do, though, is we're launching the Patreon, which we talked about forever, but we're going to launch it. and it's going to have the special content, the guides, the Wall of Fame, the the stuff that you really need to go out there and visit new cities and new ballparks and have your best possible baseball life. That stuff will be on the Patreon. And so we'll talk about that as we get closer, when we get to that break where we talk about the Patreon and all that stuff. We'll talk more about that. But this week begins a new era, a new chapter where we're going to talk basically just kind of two friends talking about baseball. That's what this is going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited. And, we're speaking of the ballparks. I did want to mention to the friends that are still listening, I have my next road trip planned. It is a big one. Not the road trip, but the destination. I'm finally crossing Wrigley Field off my list. I cannot wait. I'm going to go be there for the Kansas City Royals series. I actually also got a ticket, so I'm going to do a ballpark tour because you have to, because it's Wrigley. You have to. I can't wait to stand by the ivy. I can't wait to just do a tour, and I'm so excited. I absolutely cannot wait. I'm staying in an Airbnb not too far from Wrigleyville, so I'll still be kind of in the action. But I absolutely cannot wait. I have my ticket for the game on the 22nd, the Tuesday game. And I'm still contemplating for the Wednesday day game because I don't know where I want to sit, but I absolutely cannot wait. It's like, this is a big one. This is the last really big park I haven't been to yet.
How many of 30 is Wrigley going to be for you?
Wrigley's would be number 24.
Okay, so after that you have 6 more to hit.
Yeah, I still got to go Toronto. I still got to get to San Francisco. There's I mean, the main ones are up in the Midwest, like Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati. Those are the main ones, but I just can't wait to go to Chicago. I'm so excited.
So what I think we'll do is next week we'll talk a little bit more about your trip coming up and what you're planning on doing, and maybe I'll give you some tips or whatever. We'll talk more about Chicago and stuff like that, but that'll be a lot of fun. This week, I want to talk a little bit about my recent trip. I just came back from Philadelphia, which is where I'm from originally, but I haven't been to Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia in years. I really haven't been to CBP in years, and so it was really fun going back there for a couple games. I went to a doubleheader, which was really fun. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about a lot of news. A lot's happened in the last couple weeks. Everything from salmon dropping from the sky in Seattle to,
I didn't hear that one.
to bigger news like ballpark, future changes and potential, what's happening with Las Vegas and the A's there and all that stuff. There's a lot to talk about. So with that, we are going to get into it. Again, if you like this podcast, if you're listening and you're like, okay, I will stick with this. We're talking about ballparks. We're talking about what to do in all the ballparks. We're talking about how to have fun in the ballparks. We're talking about travel and baseball and all that stuff. If you like this, please check us out on Instagram. Check us out we're on Facebook. We're on Facebook, correct? We're on Facebook still.
Yes, we are. Yes.
Do you remember what our things are?
Yes. Glad you asked, Tim. You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/takemeoutpod. You can also find us on Instagram. Our handle is @takemeoutpod. And then also on YouTube. If you're watching us now, hello, YouTube. If you're not watching us, find us on YouTube, youtube.com/takemeoutpod. Same name for all of them. Super simple. And then we've got Patreon coming up soon. Coming up this week.
Here. No, it's happening. Yeah,
it's here. It's live. We're live. Oh my gosh!
We're launching the Patreon. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, we have that. And if you like this and you want to spread the word about us, we are trying to do this for baseball fans, people who are trying to go to ballparks and check out all the teams, check out all the ballparks. Like, I've never been here. What do I do here? That kind of thing. We're here for you. So tell your friends, tell your baseball-loving friends, tell your friends who have bucket lists, all that, about Take Me Out. We are available on everywhere you find podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the whole 9 yards. Just look us up, Take Me Out. We already have several episodes, so we are legit. We have stars, but you also need to contribute as well. We have some star ratings on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, but we would love it if you contributed your 5 stars to Apple Podcasts, to Spotify. Even give a review if you can on Apple Podcasts. get us out there, like get more reviews and ratings for us so we can pick up more listeners in the long run. That really helps us out. That's our plea. That's what we're saying right now at the top of the podcast. We will come back and talk about that later on. But now, Alex, why don't we talk about what is happening right now in baseball, get into some of the news around the ballparks, and see what is hot and what is necessary to talk about. It's ballpark news.
Ballpark news starting in Las Vegas. The Athletics break ground on their new Las Vegas ballpark.
They broke ground on June 23rd. This is the new ballpark near the Las Vegas Strip that the Athletics will be starting to play in around 2028. They say 2028. Who the heck knows if it's going to be 2028? But this is an approximately 33,000 seat ballpark on 36 acres near the Strip. Rob Manfred, A's owner John Fisher, and team officials and Nevada Governor Joe Lombardo were all there for the groundbreaking on June 23rd. A $1.75 billion ballpark, approximately. The quote from Bill Hornbuckle of MGM Resorts International, he's the CEO and president there, he said, quote, "This is a sports town. It always has been, but I think what's unique about this is instead of a 3-hour game, it's like a 3-day experience. People will come. When you see the Kansas City Chiefs come to town, the town goes red. We had an LSU game here, and the town went purple. I can't imagine the same thing won't happen here with baseball." Sometimes.
Bill, it's a sports town if you want to bet on stuff. It's just, it's Vegas. What was Vegas's ever first professional sports team? Have they had one? Like, what's their...
Well, the Raiders.
Like the Raiders. That was it.
Vegas Raiders, and now the Golden Knights of the NHL. Actually,
That's right.
I believe the Golden Knights preceded the Raiders by about a year or two here.
Okay.
But they now have 2 professional sports teams in Vegas, and the third is coming with the A's.
Mm-hmm. They're not historically known as a sports town.
There's a lot of Vegas we got to talk about, and if we keep going over the next couple of years, we'll talk a lot about Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
It is a experience town. It is a tourist, traveler, people come for 2 or 3 days, gamble, get drunk, eat, have weird things going. I don't know. Who knows what people do in Vegas? What happens there? We all know the thing. Vegas is its own lifeblood, right? And I understand what Bill Hornbuckle is saying about Vegas being this place where when you go for 3 days and it's experience. And, if you're going to see your favorite sports team, you're going to go out, you're going to go see a game, maybe 2. You're going to go to the casinos, you're going to go to the bars. It's going to be a fun weekend, long weekend, whatever the heck. Baseball doesn't work the same as NFL football. Like, he's using his 2 comparisons here are the Chiefs and LSU football. The Kansas City Chiefs are one of the biggest NFL teams of the past, 25 years. Their following is huge. They've won multiple Super Bowls. People travel to go see them wherever they go. It is, when they play on the road, the fans go, and it is an experience for the fans, right? Mm-hmm. LSU football is in that same vein. They are one of the most successful college football programs in the last 25 years. And when people see, oh my God, LSU's playing, in Vegas, maybe some bowl game, or they're playing, UNLV. I don't know if they play UNLV, but whatever the case, they're going to Vegas. Oh, I'm going to go and make it a long weekend. I'm going to go to the casinos. I'm going to go to the bars. I'm going to go get drunk and whatever. That's football. Football is like you have there are 9 road games in an NFL season. There are 6 road games maybe in a college football season. Major League Baseball, there are 25 road series, right? There's 20 to 25 road. Like, there's a lot of road series.
80 away games. I mean, it's just, it's...
So, yes, like, if I'm a Phillies fan and my team is coming to Vegas to see the Athletics, to play the Athletics once every 2 years, right? Or, it's going to be like every 2 years it's going to happen. I might go one time, but I probably won't go for another 6 to 8 years, right? Mm-hmm. Same for the Cubs fans, same for the Yankees fans, same for even the Astros fans. And yes, the Astros might go there one more time than the Phillies do each year, or 2, whatever it is. But you're not going to go all the time. And then you have teams like the Rays, the Diamondbacks, the Rockies, the Brewers. I mean, the Rockies might travel, the Diamondbacks might travel. It's a bad comparison. But the Brewers, the Blue Jays, there's a lot of teams, their fans don't travel the same as Dodgers fans, Cubs fans, Phillies fans, Yankees fans, Red Sox fans, Astros fans, that kind of upper tier, upper crust. So to say like Vegas is going to be this like boom town for baseball because people are going to come and see the A's and travel to see them. It's like, yeah, maybe the first year, maybe the second year, but it's going to wear thin quickly.
Yeah.
And people
you're still the A's. Your ownership is still, you upset a lot of fans too.
And a lot of fans. And a lot of people who go to Vegas don't just like, they will go for a baseball game, but most people who go to Vegas regularly go because it's Vegas. They go to shows, they go to gamble, they go to drink, they go to have fun. They don't just go to baseball. So I understand, like my hot take, this is my hot take about Vegas, okay?
Okay.
And we can get into the A's being terrible and the owner, John Fisher, being just really bad to the fans and all that in a second. But Vegas is only good for All-Star games and Super Bowls. It should only host the big tent events where everybody comes together and it's a big convention and it's a big throwdown. Like, that's really what Vegas should be doing.
It's a destination town.
It's
not really
like New Orleans, and I like New Orleans, but New Orleans is not a town that should have regular sports every single day because there's so much else to do. And the town is more equipped to handle big tent events than it is to handle daily baseball.
Right.
It can handle football because football is one Sunday. It's like it's 8 Sundays a year or whatever the heck it is.
And they don't even have a basketball team anymore, right?
No, New Orleans has the Pelicans are still there, but they're
Oh, that's right. I thought they moved. I don't know why I thought they moved.
You forgot about the Pelicans because nobody cares about the Pelicans, right? Like that's the point, So I'm very dubious about this whole thing. It'll attract some people the first couple of years, but I think the novelty of Vegas is going to wear thin on people. And then, yes, beyond that, John Fisher was terrible to A's fans. And A's fans are not going to just up and go to Vegas, every other weekend so they can see their team play. They're just going to stay back in Oakland or Northern California because they don't care.
Yeah. I think I'm predicting like the first few seasons there, it's going to be just people just there for the spectacle because they want to see it. But I'm hoping I'm wrong because I would love to see. If baseball flourishes, it makes everyone wins, But I think he's a little overambitious with his predictions.
I'm glad that the ballpark is 33,000 because I believe it will be able to handle. I don't think it'll sell out by like year 3, year 4. You'll see a lot of crowds of like 18, 19,000 at that park. In my opinion, I could be wrong, but 33,000, if you have 19,000 there, it doesn't look that bad. It still looks pretty full. So that's pretty good. As long as the park isn't 40K. If it was 40K, I think it would look really bad after about 3 or 4 years. But
agreed.
At least they're like going smaller and they're going to go big with the entertainment factor. Great. Fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Do what you know. It's Vegas. So, all right, moving on. Latest data released regarding average cost of attending an MLB away game.
So this is always fun. Every year, the data comes out about, what is the most expensive ballpark to go to? What is the cheapest ballpark to go to? Especially if you are a visitor to that ballpark coming from another place, like myself, like probably you listening. If you go travel to a different city to see a baseball game, you're like, I'm going to Target Field for the first time. I'm going to go travel to Minneapolis. How much does that cost? The whole thing. Well, we're talking Airbnb or hotel stays. We're talking the game day ticket, beer, parking, public transportation, and a cheap meal. Okay, so they put this together. This the whole data set, right? Of if you're going and you're going to get a hotel room or an Airbnb plus game ticket, parking, beer, cheap meal, and public transportation. How much does that cost total? And what is the most expensive? What is the least expensive? So I'm going to play this game with you, Alex. We're going to go through this. You need to tell me what you think are the 5 most expensive ballparks to visit in 2025 as of last week. And what are the 5 least expensive ballparks to visit as of last week?
Okay. Am I going in order or am I just picking 5?
You can just pick 5.
Okay. New York Yankees, New York Mets, San Francisco Giants, So I would say maybe Seattle. And I would. It's a toss-up, the last one, between Miami and Boston.
Okay.
I think I'm going to go Miami, though.
Okay. You got one of 5, according to this list.
What? Oh, my God. Really?
Now, look, I don't know if this is true, because I would think New York is, when you're talking hotel stays, Airbnb stays, like that's going to be pretty expensive. You're talking a cheap meal. I mean, you can get a cheap meal in New York for pretty cheap, whatever. Public transportation isn't bad because of the subways and all that stuff, so that's probably not bad. Parking, I mean, parking is expensive in New York. I feel like New York would be pretty, and the tickets are obviously expensive. So,
right.
The only team that you mentioned that is on the top 5 of this list is the Seattle Mariners.
Really?
Seattle's 5th.
That's wild.
So the price together,
that blows my mind.
So the price together of 2 nights at an Airbnb, plus parking, plus transportation, plus a cheap meal, plus beer and a ticket, is $463. So that would be your whole trip, essentially, right? $463.
Ouch. Yeah.
That's 5th place. You know what? Okay, here we go. We're going to go through the other ones. 4th place with $511, Boston Red Sox. Which I understand.
Damn, I was close. Yeah.
Boston is a relative, the Fenway's expensive. That whole experience can be expensive. 3rd place, $527, San Diego Padres.
San Diego, really?
Little surprised. This is where so I think there's a thing here that I think they're going for here, and I don't think it's accurate, but here we go. 2nd place, $570. Get ready for this. Sacramento Athletics. I don't know about that. I don't know.
That okay. What information they give about that? What's their reasoning there? Did they say?
Well, they don't give you reasoning. They just say it's 570.
Oh,
it's 570.
That's wow.
And then,
I would have thought that would have been the cheapest.
And then, in first place, $588. I'm surprised you didn't say this at first. Los Angeles Dodgers, which I do agree with.
I was thinking about that too. Yeah,
expensive ticket.
I mean, I was almost thinking honorable mention of Wrigley Field, because my tickets those tickets aren't cheap. Wrigley
is expensive, and I'm surprised that isn't in the top 5 here. But I think they're saying California is expensive. Maybe. I mean, San Francisco is 9th, which is weird because Oracle is expensive.
San Francisco itself is an incredibly expensive city.
Yeah, to stay there, public transportation is not necessarily easy. It's a little weird. I don't necessarily buy this list, to be honest with you. But that's the top 5. Bottom 5, what do you think?
Bottom 5. I'm gonna go Cincinnati. I'll go oh boy, Cleveland. I wonder if Houston's on there. Of course, I think it's cheap because I live here. So Cleveland, Cincinnati. I'm gonna say Houston. Two more. I'm gonna say Tampa.
Okay.
One more. Who else am I gonna say here? Hang on. Give me 5 seconds. I'm still thinking.
5 seconds. 4.
5 seconds. Pittsburgh.
Okay, Pittsburgh.
I think it's wrong. Okay.
So again, you had 1.
Oh my God. Okay.
Cincinnati. Which is, again, 5th place, the fifth cheapest.
Okay.
The other teams on this list, okay?
Okay.
Atlanta Braves.
I was thinking about Atlanta. I was thinking more like red states, because those are Okay.
The Angels.
Okay.
I know. I'm dubious. The White Sox.
I was thinking about them too.
And in last place, the average, the trip is $369. The Blue Jays.
Really? Toronto?
Is that like
Okay.
an exchange rate? I don't understand what
I'm wondering. Yeah, I don't know. Because I'm thinking like transportation because it's. Oh no, it's the airport that's further away, right? The airport's pretty far from the city center.
Yeah, it's a little.
Yeah.
It's not too far away, but it's
Okay.
yeah. It's a YYZ is the Toronto airport code. YYZ.
Which
I
makes
mean,
sense.
I don't know. I mean, your other guesses are pretty close. The Pirates were close. The Guardians were close. It's really funny. Like, I don't know. I'm looking at this list right now. The Astros are in the middle. The Phillies are in the top. They're number 10. The Marlins are 11. The Yankees are 14th. The Mets are 12th.
Where are the Rangers?
The Rangers are 8th place. The Rays are 6th place. What is that? What? I don't know.
Okay. Just take this list with a grain of salt.
It's a really weird list. It's,
yeah.
I'm wondering if public transportation is maybe too much of a factor here because, I don't know, I think of like Toronto's got a good public transportation system. Chicago, you can get right to the ballpark from the Angels. That's a good transportation system right there. I mean, the Braves don't have a good trade. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
This is interesting, and it does have a name on there, so it is not an AI created list. Interesting.
The data is from the Action Network. It's probably terrible data. I'm not sure. I have to use this myself, and we'll come up with a list.
Yeah. It's like a next.
Very dubious.
Maybe on the Patreon. I don't know.
Possibly.
Possibly. All right. Well, cool. Learn something new. All right. Up next, this is interesting. Could the Rays host playoff games outside of their home?
Yeah, there was a recent post in the Tampa Bay Times that said, questioned what could happen if the Rays made the playoffs and had to host playoff games. You would think, that whatever, they're going to host playoff games while they're in Steinbrenner Field, which has a capacity of 10,046. It's not a lot of people. Commissioner Rob Manfred has gone on record to say that if the A's made the playoffs, they could host games at Sutter Health Park in the early rounds, say the wild card, division series, but they would not host games in the World Series, and it's kind of uncertain whether they would host LCS games even.
Mm-hmm.
For the World Series, Major League Baseball reserves 7,500 tickets for players, teams, officials, umpires, partners. It's just like what they do for the World Series. Smaller for the LCS games, but it's still substantial. So I'm looking at the standings right now, okay? Mm-hmm. The Rays are 50-44. They are currently in the wild card. If the season were to end today, they would make the playoffs. The A's are not going to make the playoffs. They're 38-56. They're pretty terrible.
Let's just say
they started a little hot, but they're pretty terrible. The Rays, though,
they did start hot. Remember that? Yeah.
The Rays, though, are legitimately a playoff contender.
Mm-hmm.
So the Rays are a different circumstance to me because there was a hurricane that killed their home and they had to go somewhere else for a year. And if they make the playoffs, well, I can understand that Major League Baseball is like, you know what? We want to have more than 10,000 people go to a division series game or an LCS game. So we'll put you in Lone Depot in Miami, or we'll put you, at Atlanta or something, like somewhere else nearby where more people can watch the game, and we could put our partners and all that crap in the stadium, whatever. For the
corporate,
for the Sacramento thing, I think it's a bunch of baloney because John Fisher decided, and the commissioner, as the person who basically oversees the owners, was like, yeah, you can move your team to Sacramento for 3 years. You don't care about the fans? Who cares? If they make the playoffs in the next 2 years, they're not going to make it this year, but if they make it in the next 2 years after this in Sacramento, they had better host some goddamn playoff games in Sacramento.
Dude.
They'd
better.
They're not moving to San Francisco or Vegas or to Seattle to host their playoff. No, they'd better host their playoff games in Sacramento. Screw that.
Yeah, it's what you owe the fans.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's everything. You have to. Yeah. And again, like Tampa, they didn't ask for that. The owner didn't ask for. I don't know.
Tampa's a different situation. If they were to go far in the playoffs, and you want to have 30,000 people in a ballpark, rooting for the Rays or, going into a playoff game, if they want to move it to like even Globe Life Field in Arlington, I get it. Like it's fine because that was a weird circumstance. It was weather related, not in the Rays' power necessarily. It's fine, but not for the A's. No, they are playing games in or moving back to Oakland. Play games in Oakland. I don't. Like,
there you go. Yeah.
No. You don't get that. You don't get that charity. You don't get that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's. Huh, well, we'll get to that bridge when we get there. I guess we'll see what happens.
Do you think the Rays will make the playoffs?
They're currently paying too much attention.
They're currently in the.
Are they in third?
They're currently in the 5th spot in the playoffs, so they would make the playoffs.
Okay.
They are ahead of the Red Sox by a half a game. The Red Sox own the final wild card spot right now.
Okay.
And then the Mariners are a half a game behind the Red Sox, so they're a game up on the Mariners. Who are on the outside looking in. And then beyond that, you have the Royals, you have the Angels, you have the Twins, the Rangers, the Guardians. The Orioles are still kind of hanging out a little bit. At some point in the next month. That'll probably thin out a little bit. I think the Rays will still be in it by
I think so too.
1st, So
and as I've said, Tampa's one of my favorite teams just because of how graciously they hosted the Astros after Harvey. So I'm always cheering for them unless we're playing for them or playing them. So
well, it's very possible they're going to play their playoff games in Arlington, maybe against the Astros.
Yeah. I'll try to make it up there if it happens.
There you go.
That'd be cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that covers the news for this week, and we'll be doing that every single week here on Take Me Out. But now we'll take a quick break. We'll come back, and we're just going to chat about what's going on in baseball. We're going to talk about my trip to Philadelphia recently. We're going to talk about All-Star Weekend, which is coming up this coming week. Big week here in baseball. And some other things happening across the league, including a really bad version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Stay with us here on Take Me Out. Welcome back to Take Me Out. Tim here, Alex there.
Hello.
So, Alex, the All-Star break is upon us in just a few days. In just a few days, we are going to pause for several days as Major League Baseball takes their own break and players who are chosen I have issues with that, by the way, are going to Atlanta for the All-Star break. My issue is that the Phillies have a really good starting rotation and only one player from that rotation made it to the All-Star break. The All-Star game. They have like 3 of the top 5 pitchers in the National League and only one of them made it to the All-Star game. Anyways.
It's like, well, everyone has to be fair. So, we'll just, yeah.
Every team has to have a player.
I know. Who was the team last season where they had a player on the who made the All-Star? Was it Oakland last year? And then like their visiting team flew the player because the home team, I think it was Oakland, didn't fly the player out. I remember. Do you remember that last season?
I don't remember this story. I do not remember this story.
I remember this. It was because
it sounds like a very athletics thing.
That's what I think it was. I'll have to look it up later. This is going to drive me crazy, but I remember that. And like, so it was I think it was Oakland, and I apologize if I'm wrong, but they had a home series against another team, and their visiting team had, I think, 2 or 3 players on the All-Star roster. And so they invited this guy because, like, hey, because Oakland wasn't going to fly him over there to the All-Star game. And so they said, hey, you can hitch a ride with us, which is like, I remember that story. I'm going to look this up. So still talk. I'm going to look this up.
It's like Major League when they were trying to sell the team and the owner bought this like Clipper plane that like made everybody sick.
Yeah.
And, the small seat, but whatever.
Yeah. I am looking.
That might have been that sounds like a very athletics thing. But anyways, we're nearing the All-Star break. Baseball has been decent this year. A lot of parity in the league. The American League, the Tigers are kind of far and away the class of the American League. They also get to play the American League Central, which it really bothers me that half the American League gets to play a bunch of junk and the National League has to play good teams. Really annoys me. It annoys me. But
Yeah.
the Tigers are very good. The Astros have obviously sort of risen above the rest in the West there. The Blue Jays have played very well recently. They're in first place. The Yankees are hanging around. The Rays are hanging around. The Red Sox are hanging around. The Mariners are kind of there too. In the National League, you have the Dodgers, of course, being the Dodgers, leading the West, kind of pulling away a little bit. The Cubs are doing very well in the Central, although the Brewers are right on their tail and will probably always be on the tail of whoever's here in the Central. The Phillies are in first place in the East, but by very little. The Mets are right behind them. And then you have the Giants, the Padres, the Cardinals, even the Reds hanging out there over 500. So it's a very, very packed, good National League, a very packed, lousy American League. I hate the American League. It's terrible. I hope they lose everything. I'm not bitter.
No, you're good. It's all good.
But look, the All-Star break is in Atlanta this year. It is at Truist Park there in Cumberland, Georgia, which is a unincorporated community northwest of Atlanta, about 20 minutes or so up the highway. There is no real way to get there via public transportation outside of a bus. But you can drive to Cumberland to see the Braves. And when you do, you have to park in the area where the park is known as the Battery. And, of course, the Battery is the large entertainment and hospitality district around Truist Park that has restaurants, bars, a real block party scene. A lot of fun if you're in your 20s, even if you have family and you're just like bar hopping, restaurant hopping, having a good time hours before the game. It is a fun place to be around. However, it is isolated. It is its own little thing. It's its own little piece on earth. And you do need to drive to get there or take an Uber or Lyft, but it's going to cost you some money. Have you been to Truist? I
have not. I went to the new old Turner Field.
The one that was the Olympic Stadium, and that was that had closed down in 2014. I think the Braves moved to Truist.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I remember because I did not go to the original Turner Field. I remember because I did stand at where that original home plate was, because that's in that parking lot.
Yeah,
I believe yes. I did stand there, so I went to the newer Turner Field. So
okay.
I've not been to Truist. No,
I've not been to the newer Turner. I haven't been to Turner Field. I have not been to Fulton County. When I was in Atlanta back in like 2000, I think the Braves hosted the All-Star Game in 2000 at Turner Field, and I was there at the same time. But I was visiting my aunt outside of the city, and we went to Fan Fest during the break, but we didn't actually go to the game. So that is my one All-Star memory in Atlanta. And in 1996, a couple of years before that, the game was at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. By the way, the All-Star Game next year will be at Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia for the first time in CBP. It is there. I mean, the Phillies like to do this thing where it's like, it is an anniversary that has to do with America because it's the 250th anniversary of America next year, the birthday. Yeah. So Philly has lined up all the All-Star games. Like they try to do this every time. They did it in '76. They're doing it in this coming year.
Yeah, that makes sense because Philadelphia is a very, very, very historical American city. You got the
it is, I believe,
it's
where the country was born. I believe they say.
Yeah, that's where the Constitution was signed, right? And the Declaration.
The Declaration, the Constitution, the Articles of Impeachment, not really. No, their Independence Hall, Carpenter's Hall, some really exceptional places to go see history. Philadelphia is great. But I went to Fan Fest in 1996. I didn't go to the game back then. Just didn't feel like going to the game. I don't know why we didn't go to the game, but we didn't go to the game. Have you ever been? I mean, the Astros hosted one. What in?
Was it 2013 when it was Enron?
Yeah, I believe that's somewhere around then. Somewhere around then. Yeah.
I think it was still called. I did not. I think I was either living in Dallas or I was still in college. I cannot remember. But yeah,
so
man,
you've never done an All-Star game before. You've never been.
I've not. Correct. Not.
Would you go to one?
Sure, absolutely. If it was, if it was close to me, if it was financially doable, yeah, I'd love to. I do think, and I know we're probably going to get into this. I kind of wish the All-Star game was closer to the end of the season, or maybe just like before the playoffs start. But because you can still get hurt, and
after the season.
Yeah, after the seasons do that too. it's fun to still do it, but it's like let's not injure people. And again, I'm saying this from the stand of an Astros fan who's half of our entire playing roster right now. 99% of it is Sugarland Space Cowboys, and we're still doing great. But I still hate seeing players get injured. Like you have like the World Baseball Classic. Was it 2 years ago or last year when Altuve and Jordan Alvarez both got hurt and they missed a good part of the first part of the season? Like I'd rather have players do it on their own time, I guess you could say, when they're not working.
Yeah, I hear you. No, and you're right. I mean, because of the way that they play these days and the way that they train and the constant, they don't take a rest. Baseball players are built differently now. It's a lot easier to get injured in a game like the All-Star Game. I feel like back 40 years ago, players played harder in the All-Star Game, but they didn't get hurt during the All-Star Game, right? So, by the way, the All-Star Game in Houston was, I think, in 2003.
You know what? That makes so much sense because 2013 we were definitely. Oh wow, that was the season that we were just like. I think 2013 sticks out with me so much because you could sit right behind the dugout for $5.
I looked it up. I believe 13 might have been New York. The Mets had one around that time. There was one in Kansas City at that time. But yeah, and I thought about this. The Houston World All-Star Game was, I think, around 2003. Anyways.
I did look up that story, that player, so I got part of it right. This is what it says. It was Juan Soto, and it was the Washington Nationals did not charter a flight for him instead. Instead, he had to take a commercial flight. This is Juan Soto. This is last year. One of the biggest players in baseball had to take a commercial flight and waited in the airport until 1:30 a.m. before competing in the home run derby.
That kind of rings a bell now that I think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I thought it was another team gave him a ride. I'm sure it was another team somewhere, or maybe it was NFL. It was some All-Star game.
Well, nevertheless, the Nationals are, obviously the Nationals. And they just gutted most of their front office. So,
They just
got rid of Mike Rizzo, who was the GM for so long there. Nevertheless, the All-Star game, I feel like I should go to one at some point in my life, but I really don't care to go to one. I feel like it is a big, it's a big overproduction with a bunch of just bells and whistles that I don't need to be around. I like going to a ball game where I can go for cheap and sit down and just enjoy the atmosphere of being at a ball game. Mm-hmm. Whereas I feel like an All-Star game is just a lot of noise and a lot of bombast around me. Maybe I'm older and it just doesn't register for me anymore.
I'll say the home run derby doesn't sound like fun. It's because they're just hitting home runs the entire time. I wouldn't do that.
And you're just and what if you sit behind? I mean, if you sit behind the plate, you're watching them fly, but you're not going to get
you're not going to get a foul ball. Yeah,
I feel that's the point. Is you're trying to get a ball. You're trying to be in the outfield and catch a ball.
And you're probably not going to keep the ball. I mean, if you do try to keep the ball, if you are in the outfields and everything, and you do get a home run ball, people are going to think of you as probably not a good person if you don't give your ball to a small child. I mean it's unless you're Zach Campbell.
So you wouldn't give a ball to a small child?
Depends on who hit it, but
What's the line for you?
How about here? Ooh, I'm going to come off as not a nice person if I get if I'm sitting in the Crawford boxes at Dyken Park. And someone like Aaron Judge or Rafael Devers hits a home run, and I get it. I'm throwing the ball back. I'm not giving it to anybody. I'm throwing it back. As you throw it back, you throw the balls back. You're the visiting team.
Well,
because I don't want to get
really?
booed.
A home run ball, you're gonna throw back? Really? I don't know. I'm beyond.
I don't want to get booed, and it's.
I'm not 25 anymore. I don't care. It's a ball.
It is, yeah.
But what is the ball that you won't give to a kid? Who would hit it and you wouldn't give it to a kid?
Probably Altuve.
Yeah, see, if Bryce Harper hit a home run ball and I caught it, I'd probably give it to a kid.
What's your line? Who's yours?
I don't have a line. I would give it to a kid.
Okay. Oh.
I don't I don't feel I have baseballs, I don't feel the need to just keep a baseball. Because if you think about it, a year later, if I have a friend over the house and they're like, "Oh, what's that baseball?" I'm like, "Yeah, I was at a game and I caught a home run ball, And here it is. I don't know.
Yeah.
Who cares? Like, I gave it to a kid. The kid would probably like go nuts over it. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do. Yeah, I've got a few game balls as well. I mean, I go into games and like a lot of ballparks that they're authentic stores, whatever. They'll sell game used balls. Those are fun to get. I like those. I have a few of those.
Yeah, if you want to buy one, yeah, for sure. I get
Yeah.
that. But like catching a ball and then just like, nah, I'm gonna keep it. I don't know. Zach Hagel, he can kick rocks.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Kind of don't want to mention his name. We just don't like him. So.
He caught a ball, and this is actually a good transition. He recently caught a ball at Citizens Bank Park, a Phillies home run ball, and he like after he caught it, so Kyle Schwarber home run, and everybody in Philadelphia Twitter, Blue Sky was like, "Oh, why did you let him catch the ball? We should have beaten his butt and not allowed him to catch one."
Okay.
Because
so you see the home run, you're like, "Oh, he's gonna catch it. I'm gonna, knock that down."
You tackle him to the ground, and you don't. I don't.
And you get banned from the park for life.
No, I'm not advocating violence. Not at all. However, in some circumstances, no. So I went to Citizens Bank Park recently. Yeah. Went to Philadelphia for a week, not a week, but for 4 or 5 days with my daughter, 8-year-old, and she had been to a couple Phillies games in the past. This was her, I want to say, 3rd and 4th at CBP. Okay. This was my first time in CBP in 4 years. I hadn't been there since 21. And I really hadn't been around the park since 2017? 18? Okay. 18, I think. So because when I went in 21, I was in a suite. So I more or less just like went to the suite and that was it.
So that's actually where I sat the time I went to Citizens Bank. I sat in a suite. Okay. It was my mom. It was my mom lived at the time in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania, and she had a friend who worked for a news station, or she was like a marketing person, and so we got. She was like, "Do you want to go to this?" Pardon me?
Channel 10.
I don't remember.
Was it Channel 3?
I don't
Channel
remember.
6. It was probably Channel 10. Channel 10 is out there. I mean, they're all out there on the main line, so they're out there in that area near Bryn Mawr. So,
but yeah, so I mean, I'd like to go. I really want to go back because I did want to have like the real experience. Because I went. I think this is like in the very, very early stages of me visiting parks before I realized this is what I really wanted to really pursue this.
Yeah.
But I'd like to do it as a fan instead of just someone. I almost think like, yeah, it's great you're sitting in a suite, but that's not really part of the baseball experience to me.
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was, being there with my 8-year-old daughter who really understood at this point Phillies and wanted to be there and was excited and wanted to walk around and see things and eat food and not drink. I'm drinking. I was there with my dad as well, and my dad's 73. And we went to Pass and Stowe, which is the restaurant at the ballpark. It's on the first baseline because he wanted some food. And we sit down at the table like an hour and a half before the game, like right when the gates open. So we had plenty of time. And the server comes over. She goes, "What do you want to drink?" And I'm looking at the menu, and I see this big double IPA, hazy double IPA. It's like 9.5%. I was like, "I'll have that." And my dad's like, "I'll have that too." It was a 19-ounce can of. It's a huge can of beer.
So you're drink that, and you're kind of might be good for the night. You're dead. Yeah,
you're good to go.
It's like El Tampa margarita at Dyken Park. It's pay $20 and you're good.
My dad and I each had a can of this beer. It was I forget what beer. I remember what it was. I'll think about it in a second.
Was it a local craft beer there?
It was a pseudo local. It was Trogs. It was a Trogs.
I have a friend who works for Trogs.
Yeah, Trogs is great. They're out of Hershey, Pennsylvania. Really good brewery. But no, it was really good.
Shout out to David Graham.
I think it was called like Shadow Sunshine or something like that. But it was a really good beer. But we walked around, got another beer, at some point. But we were walking around having a good time. And the first game was a day game. It was really like hot and sunny to a point where like we were out on the 300 level up top on like the left, like third baseline toward left field, first row, and the sun was just beating down on us. And my dad, who has had skin issues, he didn't complain. We got through it. The Phillies lost. They looked terrible in that game, but we had a really good time. We just kind of walked around different parts of the park later on. And then we went to Xfinity Live, which is the big entertainment district bar right across the street from the ballpark. It has like 7 or 8 bars in it, and just packed with people, big screen TV, sports bars, just a whole feel. And it was a doubleheader that day because they were playing. They got rained out the day before, so they played the day game, which was the regularly scheduled game at 1 p.m. and the night game was at 7 p.m. or 6:30 p.m. Right, something like that. So after the 1 p.m. game, it's like 4:30, and we go over to Xfinity Live, and we're having some nachos, just hanging out. I was going to go see my brother, but my brother was like, "Hey, we might not get home from the shore in time. Going to be late. Our kid's going to have to go to bed soon." And I was like, "All right. Maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Hey, Dad, you want to go to the night game?"
It wasn't a plan to go to both. Y'all just
No, it was just the first game. But then I bought tickets on StubHub really quick, and my dad gave me his card so I could put on his card. It was very nice. And then we went to the second game, and we sat in left field, like 14th row or something like that, right beyond the fence there. And it was so much fun. We had a great time. The Phillies won that game. Christopher Sanchez pitched really well. We just had a great time. And my 8-year-old sat through 18 innings of baseball and just loved it and didn't
good. I love that.
Didn't want to run around and do other things. Like wanted to watch baseball. And it was just so much fun to be like at a ball game. And I will tell you, we'll do a guide to CBP in our next big episode. We'll talk about that in a second. But I think CBP kind of remains right around the number 10 spot on my rankings. It's right there, kind of at the back end of the top 10. Still,
but number one in your heart.
I don't know about that. I mean, it's up there. It's up there. No, because it's the park I've been to the most in my life, and I've been to that park a lot over the past 21 years. But Fenway's my heart. Fenway is my heart. Fenway is actually but CBP is number 2 probably. So there you go.
Are there still plans? I haven't looked it up. Are there still plans to possibly build that office building or that suite behind Fenway to get rid of the Sitco sign or whatever?
We'll have to talk about that. I don't know anything about that at this point, but we'll get into that probably next time out.
That made me so angry reading that. I was like, how dare you?
CBP was a lot of fun. We'll talk about CBP in another episode coming up soon. We'll talk about Philly in another episode coming up soon. My daughter and I went to John's Roast Pork in Philadelphia, which is one of the great cheesesteak and roast pork sandwich places in the city. Had a really good time there having a cheesesteak. We'll talk about that. Philly was great. It was a really fun time. So that was a lot of fun.
Nice.
So do you want to talk about salmon dropping from the sky, or do you want to talk about a really bad version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game?
I want to talk here this Take Me Out to the Ball Game thing. I don't know if I want to hear it because I read about it. So this is Alex Cooper with the Call Me Daddy podcast. I've heard of this podcast. I don't think I've heard anything glowing about it.
So it got widely panned.
Okay.
This was at a recent Cubs game. So every Cubs game, they have somebody sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's a tradition because Harry Carey, all that stuff. And typically it's like somebody who's just like, hey, I'm going to hang out the window and have the microphone and sing the song and just kind of get the crowd into it. And it's a lot of fun. This was an attempt to have a choreographed video of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It was super cringeworthy.
Tim, were they trying to do a TikTok thing?
So it was like she was there, right? But she had 2 people behind her, and they were doing choreographed dance moves while she was singing, and her singing was like, it was like low. It was like, take me out to the ball. And she was off rhythm, was not keeping up. Like, she was way too fast for the organ. It was terrible. And the fans, you could hear, like, after maybe 3 seconds of her singing, just go, bro. It was bad.
You know what? What she did worked because people are talking about her now.
Well, that's it, right?
That's it.
Is that what it is? Like, we're talking
That's what
about
I think. Yeah, there's no such thing as bad publicity, especially nowadays. God. But yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like she's doing. She's probably got people know who she is now. If you had listened to her podcast before, you sure as hell do now. That's exactly. You know what? That's what she's doing. I don't know anything about her, but that's probably what she's doing.
Do you think this is an attempt at being transgressive and like I'm skewering the whole male baseball ethos, or I don't know.
Probably. I don't know. I mean, I'm wondering if it's going to go up there with, and this the wall of shame with the Roseanne Barr thing.
Yeah, that was
God.
all time. I mean,
Yeah.
For those who don't know this, Roseanne Barr in 1990 was it Cincinnati at
I don't
Riverfront
know. I
Stadium?
can look it up. Here, I'll look it
It
up.
was either I feel like because I always put her there, but it might have been San Francisco Candlestick. I think it was
San Diego
Riverfront.
Padres.
Oh, San Diego. Okay,
Yeah.
I was way off on both fronts. Well, it was National League West at the time. There we go.
Performance at the Jack Murphy Stadium.
That's right. It was at Jack Murphy
Yeah.
Stadium in San Diego. She sang the Star Spangled Banner, and
she screamed it. She didn't sing it. She screamed it.
And then she spit, I believe, at some point at the
end.
I don't
remember that part.
Like
oh,
she did,
no.
Like, it was like a real like performance art piece of crap. And
how's she doing now?
That's we all know how she's doing now.
Yeah.
It was really bad, but this was up there but it was what Roseanne did. I feel like was more like, this is who I am. Screw you. What Alex did here was like, I'm gonna try to be, I'm gonna get notoriety for this. It has that air to it, which whatever.
And she did it. She got people to talk about her, including us. So,
but what about the salmon dropping from the sky?
Yeah, what I love salmon. How do I sign up for this? Instead of raining cats and dogs, it rains salmon.
So on July 4th, before the Mariners game,
jeez,
it was on July 4th. Very, very American.
Yeah.
The morning before a Mariners home game at T-Mobile Park, a falcon dropped a salmon because the falcon like grabbed the salmon out of the water, right?
Right.
Somewhere like out in the bay or whatever, and dropped it. Oops. Into like the first base, like near the dugout seats at T-Mobile Park, and a camera person for the Mariners, I guess, for Root Sports, I think, like watched it happen. It was like, oh, that's a fish.
But this wasn't a day game, or this wasn't a game, was it? Or it
was before the game. So it was a day game, but it was before the game started.
Okay, but had the doors opened yet?
I don't think so. I think it was more they were setting up and doing like pregame kind of stuff.
Because that would hurt. Because salmon are not small fish.
No,
if that landed on a fan,
and I'm sure it like dropped like 200 feet or something like that.
Yeah, the velocity of that. My God, that might go through the person.
Yeah, imagine if at a game a salmon just fell onto like a small child.
You laugh, but again, that would hurt. And then like, would you sue the bird? I mean, because there's like that's got to be like an unprecedented event. Like, it's like litigation. It's America. We sue everybody.
I could see someone suing the Mariners because the park the roof was open, and it caused this circumstance that is I don't know. I mean that seems terrible. That
would be very painful to get. Yeah. I mean that if it landed on your head, that's easily a concussion.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, man.
I don't want that.
No.
Hopefully, a projectile will never fall on me at a baseball game.
Well, yeah.
What would be the best projectile to fall on you at a baseball game?
A stack of $100 bills, but with like a parachute.
Okay. Well,
yeah.
Never
I'm going smart there. There are teams that do like the t-shirt drops where they come off with little parachutes. But like if something you can't control, I mean, because you certainly don't want a baseball falling on you because that's going to hurt.
What if it was one of like Elon Musk's space junk from SpaceX just
Well,
falling
they'll
from
probably
the sky?
kill you, but then I would take every single penny he's worth that he owns. Every single penny.
After you're dead, you can do that. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I'd haunt his ass. Oh.
There you go. Okay, well, we're going to move on. And we'll come back in a moment here on Take Me Out. We'll close it up and get to our last segment, so stay with us.
Welcome back to Take Me Out. As we mentioned earlier, we would love for you to follow us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/TakeMeOutPod. We'd also love you to follow us on Instagram at TakeMeOutPod. We're also on YouTube. Hello, if you're seeing me right now waving at you. At youtube.com/TakeMeOutPod. And we have Patreon. We do have a Patreon. It is live. You guys, after years of teasing, it is finally here.
Years? It's been months.
Feels like years.
Barely months. Yeah, so if you go to patreon.com and Take Me Out, just type Take Me Out, you'll find it. Our Patreon page will be live, and what it will have, every 2 weeks, will be a new special episode of Take Me Out. And this is for people who sign up to our Patreon and become our fans. We're going to do tiers at some point, but we will start with just fans by itself. We're going to start with a very low amount of money, but if you pay that low amount of money, you will get special episodes of Take Me Out, which include guides to ballparks, guides to cities. We will also do special episodes where we do rankings of ballparks and rankings of different foods and all kinds of fun stuff. We did a Wall of Fame episode for National League foods recently on the podcast. We'll do the same for American League foods in a later podcast for the Patreon. But sign up to the Patreon. It's Take Me Out on Patreon, and you will get special Take Me Out episodes full on, more than an hour, crazier, wilder, more hotter than ever. It'll be on the Patreon at Take Me Out. So look us up there. Sign up for us. It'll be a very low amount of money, like I said, but you will get special episodes of Take Me Out through that Patreon. So that
We'd
is
love
the
to
Patreon.
see you over there. Absolutely. So remember, Facebook, Take Me Out Pod. Instagram, Take Me Out Pod. YouTube, Take Me Out Pod. Patreon, Take Me Out. Patreon is the only one that does not have pod at the end.
It's my fault.
It's okay. We gotta have a little weird one at the end. It's all good. And also, really quickly, if you could do us a massive favor, give us 5 stars on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Would absolutely love that. 5 stars. Share, comment, like, subscribe. 5 stars helps us out tremendously.
Yeah, we get a lot more listeners. We get a lot more attention if we get those ratings. The more ratings, the higher we get on the algorithms, and that really helps us out. So please give us the 5-star ratings, give us reviews, and that will really help us. Thank you so much. Back here on Take Me Out, final segment today. So a Chicago native named Hank Tabensky, which is a very Chicago name. Hank Tabensky.
Yes.
Hank Tabensky will sell Italian beef sandwiches through his Hank's Juicy Beef at Yankee Stadium during this coming weekend's Yankees-Cubs series. Big series in Yankee Stadium, by the way. Yankees-Cubs, always a good time. But you're getting Italian beef sandwiches through Hank's Juicy Beef. Hank's Juicy Beef. Hank's Juicy Beef. That's my New York. Hank's Juicy Beef.
That's great. You nailed it. Crushed it.
Chicago. Hank's Juicy Beef. Hank's Juicy Beef. I can't do it. Not there.
C+.
Hank's Juicy Beef. I can't. I should stop. I should really stop. So they're doing Chicago beef sandwiches at Yankee Stadium, which seems sacrilege because why would you sell Chicago beef sandwiches in the very epicenter of New York baseball, right?
Yeah.
I like it. I'm a fan, though. The Chicago beef. You can have people should have Chicago beef sandwiches, right? Yeah. It's a really good sandwich. Get it in your life. Have one. Try the Jardiniere. It's really good. My question then to you, Alex, is what food stuff from the outside world, outside of your home team, so outside of Houston, would you want introduced to your ballpark? What food from other places in the country would you want in Daikin on a regular basis?
What I think would be really cool, and I'm kind of leaning on this semi-rivalry thing because Yankees Cubs, not natural historic rivalry, but they still have, they're 2 big team names. I'm going to kind of lean on that and go a little further. I'm going to think of the classic Astros rivalry, Astros and the Cardinals. And I'm thinking what I love when I went to St. Louis, what I loved, and I think this would work really well because it's a small thing you can hold in your hand.
I know
Give me a thing, a little, instead of a little bucket of French fries, give me a bucket of toasted ravioli.
Yeah.
That'd be incredible. Yeah, and it's just easy. It's not messy. You'll have a little cup for your marinara sauce, and you'll have your little cardboard French fry thing of toasted ravioli. Super easy.
St. Louis has a great Italian neighborhood out there. I believe it was the west end of St. Louis there. Just terrific. So many good restaurants, little mom and pop spots. I forget where I have to look that up. Where I went for it.
I'm looking because I know the neighborhood. I can't think of the neighborhood name.
But I went to
the Hill. Yeah, the Hill.
Yeah, it's called the Hill. And I went to a restaurant there on the hill where I just, walked in, sat at the bar and got some toasted ravioli, glass of wine. I might have had I feel like I had like a salad with it just to have some greens or whatever. But I had a really nice lunch. Really nice lunch. There's several places that are really good over there. I would say in Philadelphia, let's just say Philadelphia, it's Citizens Bank Park. Obviously, you have cheesesteaks. You have pork rolls, You have roast pork sandwiches. You have crab fries. You have all kinds of Philly goodies there. If I wanted something from the outside, what would it be? I really would love to have on a regular basis at that ballpark, or really any ballpark, maybe a Juicy Lucy from Minneapolis.
That would be a good food. Yeah, that'd be a good burger to have there.
Just a shock of biting into it and having cheese spray on your arm and burn you. Second degree burns. Yeah.
Oh God.
Terrific.
Yeah.
Like a runner-up, just a runner-up. We did do our National League Wall of Fame for foods at ballparks, and the winner was the garlic fries, the Gilroy garlic fries at Oracle Park.
I was thinking about that. Yeah. That'd be great to have too.
I mean, there already are crab fries at CBP, so Gilroy garlic fries kind of seem a little repetitive, but they're still really good. So I would potentially go for that. But I'll stick with the Juicy Lucy. I think Juicy Lucy is a really good choice. Let's go with that. I like a Juicy Lucy.
Juicy Lucy for you and some toasted ravioli for me.
There you go.
That's good. I dig it. That sounds good.
Well, that'll do it for Take Me Out this week. Like I said, we're going to launch the Patreon very soon. We're going to have our first Patreon-only episode, which will be a review of Citizens Bank Park in Philadelphia, my full guide of the place, what to do there, where to go, what to see, what to eat, where to sit, all of the good stuff. That'll be coming up on the Patreon. Next week on the regular podcast here for free, we will just talk about baseball. We'll have some thoughts about the All-Star Game and the All-Star break and all that stuff. We'll also get into the second half of the season, and whatever news is happening across the league, we'll do that. But
get me prepped for my Wrigley Field trip. I'm so excited.
Most importantly, we're going to prep Alex for her Wrigley Field trip in Chicago.
So excited.
Tell her where to go, what to eat, what to do, just all the fun stuff. That'll be coming up next week on Take Me Out. Until then, thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Alex, and it is still baseball season.
See you next week.